We are in Las Vegas. Week 3 of the Big 3. And already it has been an entertaining day here in Vegas. 4 games we've completed. We got 2 more left. And we got a whole bunch of teams knotted up at 2-1. Just one team that's unbeaten, and that's the Triplets, as the Killer 3's get ready to take on the Aliens. Inside Orleans Arena, Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson. 4 games down, 2 more to. Oh, you didn't got the cigar.
Jeff Quantin just dropped this off. He said, "How things going?" I said, "I got cigars waiting afterwards. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's all good." So he brought that right there.
So we got to talk about the Killer 3's. Mm-hmm. They've gone through some change, the Killer 3's. Their star player is gone. He's now coaching.
Right.
Listen, this is a guy, 2 years ago, they reached the championship game, but lost it. Steven Jackson, he was the captain. Now he's coaching Trilogy.
Musical chairs.
Yep. Charles Oakley, listen, he's still the coach, but he started 0-2. First time in the history for the Killer 3's. They haven't gotten a win this already in this point in the season. Now, it used to be Steven Jackson. Now the guy leading them, Dante Green.
Yeah, Dante, only 6 points last week against 3's company. Needs a bounce-back game, averaging 16 on the season. Now the offense begins with Dante, can make so many things happen. Franklin Sessions on the perimeter, but Dante has to be aggressive early and often to see the ball go through for the Killer 3's if they want to break out this slump here.
As we take a look at their roster, Frank Sessions, Frank Nitty, he's their captain. And of course, Charles Oakley, he's the head coach in the Oak Tree. There he is, his 4th season as head coach. Played 19 seasons.
19.
Look, he's got a book coming out this fall. The Last Enforcer is what it's called.
And I had the pleasure of playing with Oak in Houston on the back end when Jeff Van Gundy was there. Now, that was my old head, my mentor coming into the league. So 19 years, not surprising because he always took care of myself. Now, I'm interested, too, to see and read what's in that book. He gave me a little preview. I can't share it with you.
Right.
But just be ready. Now, one thing he doesn't do, he doesn't hold his tongue.
Yeah, you're right. He says he's going to lay it all out. Now, when you talk about the alien, the guy to stop, Brandon Rush.
The ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter, something Brandon Rush can do, the best of them in the league. 16 points last week against the ball. Also 12 rebounds, 2 blocks. You see right there, little step back, clears some space between the legs. You're late, I'm gonna make you pay. So Brandon Rush, again, catalyst for this Aliens team. 0-2 right now, been close to getting some dubs, but you gotta figure out ways to lock in and finish the game.
Your Buckeye brother in Greg Oden,
right.
He's the captain. And of course, the bad boy himself, Rick Mahorn, NBA champion, the head coach. Listen, in 2017, the inaugural year of the Big 3, his Trilogy squad went unbeaten.
Yep.
Didn't lose a game all the way to the championship.
Dominated, too.
Yes. As we take a look at the key rules brought to you by Verizon. First team to 50 wins. First team to 25. We go to the half. 14-second shot clock. And again, the 4-point shot, which can always keep you in the game. Killer 3's and the Aliens. 2 squads looking for their first victory of the season. Expect a hard fought here. Both teams looking for a victory.
Yep. And it's always hard, too, when you start the season off. The Ball Hogs have been through that, the previous 3 years in regards to being so close to getting the dub but not able to finish it. Now it goes the opposite way. In regards to when you feel good about winning, you win. Same thing with losing. You find yourself in the rut. You got to figure out ways to break out of it. And these 2 teams have an opportunity right here today to get that first dub.
Here's 2 teams, they have never played each other in the history. How about that? of the big three.
Well, the alien's been a late addition,
Yep.
you know, coming into the league. And see Andre Owens right there. Someone who's very accustomed to putting the ball in the basket.
Aliens draw first blood, 2-0. Here's Frank Nitty inside to Dante Green. Green turns face on rush.
Yep.
Goes right up. That one comes off the rim. Owens tracks it down. And throws it away. Dante hacked. And they'll call that one on Andre Owens.
Let's see, yeah, just a little late right there.
Here's Frank Nitty. In and out. Oden. Ooh, kick out. Owens open for three.
Why not?
Yes, sir.
See, at Ohio State, you taught that when you draw defense, then you make the right play. You kick it out to your open player. I mean, that's just basketball 101, Buckeye style.
Here's Nitty inside to Josh Powell.
I tell you what, we didn't get a really good, steady diet of a healthy Greg Oden. See the pass out front. His freshman year at Ohio State with Mike Conley and Daquan Cook when they made it to the championship game, eventually losing to Florida, of course, but what could have been?
Yeah.
You know, if the injuries didn't plague Greg Oden, so athletic, can run the court, block shots. I mean, prototypical big man from the perspective of being able to be so athletic, kind of like a young Shaq. Maybe not as offensively gifted as Shaq was. You see Brandon Rush right there. But man, if he could have, the health would have been on his side, what kind of career we could have seen and witnessed from Greg Oden.
8-0 to score. Aliens off to a fast start as Franklin Sessions knocks down the first two for the Killer Threes. Andre to Rush, steps back, back rims it. Space for Franklin Sessions, and he misses that corner three.
Gio right here, make a decision, kick it out. Brandon Rush able to knock in that three.
Charles Oakley's going to call a timeout. 8-2 is the score. Look at Oak. He's coaching him up.
If don't start none, won't be none was a person,
That's Charles
it'd be
Oakley.
Charles Oakley.
This is going to be a physical one. What do you think, John Sally?
I think it's already physical. I'm looking at Charles Oakley and Rick Mahorn. I'm nervous.
Hey, what was those practices like, man?
Well, practice was way harder than the game. And that's when you were able to get your 1-2 minutes of Chuck felt like giving you if you worked hard with it. But it was really hard, so the games were easy. I know Rick still makes me nervous when I see him.
Hey,
I
John,
bow every time I walk in.
as a young player though, but yes, you were physical as a team, but you had a team full of high IQ individuals as well that people don't kind of give a lot of credit and credence to.
Yeah, see, the deal was Rick knew I was coming in to be his replacement, but he was a great vet, and he taught me everything that I needed to know. He said, I'm not going to sit here and not teach you. And Rick and Bill Lambert knew just what we said, that they instilled fear before they got there. So getting in your head was half the win. So these guys are very, very smart.
Yep.
That's a foul, ref.
Odin laid it up.
He'll
Nope.
give him one. Nope, still didn't give him a foul. You know, I think sometimes people discount the intelligence of a player because they are physically intimidating, and they forget about just the little nuances of the game that these physical players can really understand, and why they're able to perform at such a high level when they need to.
Yeah, I tell you, Bill Lambert was probably one of the smartest players I've ever played with in my life. And they, you know, what he did is he was able to slap the ball out, and he was really strong at getting his defensive rebounds, and he can shoot the long ball.
Yeah.
He would be great right now in the NBA.
So, John, especially coming in from Georgia Tech, when you came to Detroit, was that something you had to learn? I'm talking about that physical style of play, or was that something that was already in you?
No, I'm the youngest of 4 boys, and they were all football players, and I'm from Brooklyn, so you had to play. You had to play. I was just skinny, so that was it. But the heart was always there.
Love it. Love it.
I was able to catch that, you know, the team on the back end, that bad boy team. You see some physical play inside, but look at this team right here. So you got Rick Mahorn, the slim version.
Hey, is he skinnier than you, John?
Man, I don't.
Hey, Rick was 250 pounds there. I think that was his baby picture.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so happy he can't hear me.
Right. 12-4. Our score here in the first half. First team to 25. We get to the half, and the Aliens off to a hot start. It's the Big Three. We're in Vegas. Well, the Killer Threes, it has certainly been a different season. Look at what 2 years ago. They were averaging 48 points a game, now down to 41. Their leading scorer was Steven Jackson. He's now gone. He's coaching Trilogy. Dante Green is now their leading scorer, and the field goal percentage is down as well. So they've got to pick things up. And the man in charge of that is their head coach, Charles Oakley. He's with John Sally.
Okay, last year you guys were scoring better. This year, what's the holdup?
A problem that we're not getting space, we're not getting easy shots, so teams playing off us and we're not making shots. So you got to know your strength and weakness at all times.
All right, you just hit me with an elbow in the third rib. Did you design that one? Because it still hurts.
Well, no, it's just part of me. You know, when I hit, I try to hit hard.
Right, I'm going to back away.
Oh, my gosh. Two of the better characters, Sally and Oak.
You know, but it's interesting in the interview. It's real simple. We got shots.
Yeah.
We're not making them. The teams are spacing us out, forcing us to be a perimeter-oriented team, and we're not making it. Until we do that, we're not going to win games. Basically, that's just what he said.
Jason Maxiell missed the bunny. And C.J. Watson has checked in for the Killer Threes.
Now, it's not rocket science. I don't care what league you play in.
Yeah.
You got open shots and you're not able to make them, then you're going to struggle not only scoring the ball, but ultimately winning.
And all of a sudden, hey, here comes the Killer Threes here. 2 quick buckets. Mo Charlo has checked in as well. Here's Maxiell. That's off. Here's the leading scorer of the Killer Threes.
A little quick hidden play. Green able to get downhill, navigate his way to the cup, and see C.J. Watson able to another quick move decision. Get himself to the free throw line. You know what was interesting too? You remember this back in the day, that picture we saw with the Detroit Pistons?
Yeah.
Mark Aguirre was on that team, but think about this. It was a little controversy because the year before he came, they had Adrian Dantley.
Yep.
And they traded and brought in Mark Aguirre for Adrian. And now it benefited the Pistons big time. But at the time, it was seen to be a little controversial. You know, Adrian Dantley, did Mark Aguirre fit? I think the answer ended up being yes.
Yep.
You know, that was Isaiah's boy, too.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
little NBA history.
And two guys who, at what, 6'4", 6'5", were a beast on the post, wasn't it?
Hey, listen, you know Mark Aguirre's nickname?
Draws.
Yo.
Because when I was like,
What? It was draws. Now, two connotations because he had that big wide end to him.
Right.
He put them draws on you.
Yeah.
You wasn't going to move him.
You're right.
But also, he'll give it to you
Yes.
from a bucket perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you, Jim Jack.
Yeah.
I'm with you. 6-point lead. Put your hands together for Mr. C.J. Watson.
That boy is good. That boy is good.
4-point lead for the Aliens.
And if people at home, if you don't get that reference,
I know, something wrong with you.
get up on your movie game.
All right.
That's back when Sam Jackson was it was Sam Jackson.
Yeah, right.
Back then instead of Samuel. Samuel L. That's right.
Look at that. Oh, I was about to say, he took him to 4507 Queens Boulevard.
He got dropped off, got some McDowell's real quick.
You stupid.
Oh.
Here's CJ. Knew that one was off.
Yeah.
Mo Charlo got it back to him. And he makes up for it.
He said, I really didn't want the two. I wanted the three ball.
He's come in and been a one-man record machine for the killer three.
Yeah, but I mean, you're only going to go in this league like anything else as far as your guards take you. So if your guards are able to be effective, good block that time by Dante Green. Your guards are able to be effective. You know what I mean? Now you got to give yourself a chance to win. And here's the shots. It's contested, but not highly contested. That time, CJ able to knock it in.
Lead is just 2 now for the Aliens. Josh Powell's going to check in. Dante Green to check out. Here's Shannon Brown. Here's Andre Owens now. Five on the shot clock. Shannon Brown. Got to do something with it. One. Fades. Nope. And that one goes off of Owens. Here's CJ. To Powell. Got it. Tie game. First team to 25. We get to the half. Owens. Uh-oh. And Andre will go to the line.
On the backside right there, no one's able to get by Watson.
Owens knocks it down. Aliens back up by 2. 7 now for Andre Owens. Here's Josh Powell. Pulls up. Short. Inside to Greg Oden. Oden. Little turnaround jump hook. CJ working on the big man. Good contest by Charlo. Watson drives, blocked by Shannon Brown. Owens for three. It's good.
Owens for three.
5-point lead. Again, first team to 25. We head to the half. Charlo, foot on the line.
Still gave it to him. I thought his foot right there was on the line.
I did, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like it right there. So did they?
Yeah, they gave him the three.
No, his foot clearly was, from our point of view, was on the line.
Owens, drive, got past him. Count it, and he'll go to the line.
Owens and one.
Andre Owens, now with 12, looking for 13.
Head down, knowing you're going to get hit. Got to brace yourself for the impact, but at the same time, be able to concentrate to finish the play.
He got it. So the Aliens now just 3 points away from taking this thing to the half. Killer Threes have got some work to do. And CJ lost it out of bounds.
Tried to get cute with it that time and lost it. I mean, when you're struggling as a team to win, you can't beat yourself with just those kind of turnovers. You know what I mean? You just, those lost possessions, they don't seem like much, but they come back to haunt you in a close situation where you, instead of getting a shot up, you end up turning it over. See if CJ can make up for it here.
Here's the three. Brandon Rush.
Short. See CJ right here behind the back.
Oh,
kind of lost it, left it out there.
Powell. Back to CJ, gives him the screen. Pocket pass to Powell, throws it away. You just, same point you just hit on. Can't beat yourself.
Can't beat yourself, man. I mean, that pass has to be there. It's a pocket pass. Put the right amount of pressure on the defense, bounce it up there so Powell can just catch it and finish it at the rim.
Oh, good steal by C.J. Watson. Good defense, too, by Charlo. C.J. fade away.
There you go.
3-point lead. Aliens can send it to a half with a three.
Good screen by Greg Oden.
Very active is Oden. That shot is blocked, though. Frank Nitty, Dante Green, a check back in for Killer Threes. Down three. 30-second timeout.
Explore your opportunity with Airports Reserve.
And the Aliens up by three and knocking down threes.
Well, the ability for Greg Oden to pass out of the post once he feels the double team to knock in shots, and then a little handoff here for Brandon Rush to get an open shot. I mean, that's the unique value of having a post player that can attract some attention, but then be able to make a play out of a double team, and then to have a catch and shoot guy like Brandon Rush that he can put it on the deck and beat you, or like we saw with a little handoff, you can put him in multiple situations where he can still feel comfortable to step behind the three and knock it in.
You know, a couple of seasons ago, back in 2019, the last season, Brandon Rush was tied for the most three-point makes that season. He does like to stroke it from distance.
Remember, he won a title and 15 with the Warriors.
Oden follows up his own miss.
Buckeye got to finish that.
Yeah.
You got to finish those plays right there.
Making it hard on himself.
Yeah. It's called a layup for a reason.
Charles Oakley is going to bring the Taco Bell, bring the fire. Josh Powell, Greg Oden. Oden, 10 seconds. Powell, the defender. If he can stop him, kill the threes, get the rock. Here's Oden now. Drives. Yes. Give him the points. Give him the points.
Greg Oden showing his perimeter skills right here. Big fella putting it on the deck, getting to his right hand where he's extremely comfortable, of course.
So this bucket, we go to the half. Here we go. Aliens can take it to the half with this. Offensive foul on Oden. Trying to post up Dante Green. Called him for the elbow.
Sets the pick. What?
That's it.
Well, did he call it on the first one?
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was more on the first one
as
opposed to the second one. We'll see. And now Rick Mahorn. Now Rick Mahorn wants to bring the Taco Bell, bring the fire. He didn't like that call.
Right.
Not a shooting foul, so you can't do it, Coach.
Good try.
Good try. Look at Oakley. He said, well, you can bring the fire. We can go. Look at this. This is old school. This is Detroit, Chicago all over again. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I ain't getting in the middle of those two. I'll tell you that. I see Rick staring at me right now. I'm not getting in the middle. Hey, man. Don't give him the mic. Sally, don't give him the mic. Whatever you do. What? So now bring the fire. I'm a little thrown off right here.
I have no idea. Here's Dante Green against Oden. Oh, good defense.
That's right. And the defense can deflect it and it goes out. It's still good defense.
Good defense.
That's right. We got to get an explanation for this one here, why it was ruled available first, then it was changed.
So the aliens again can send this to the half with a bucket. They go in there, Oden.
Good help by Sessions. Sessions, take it up. They called a foul.
Wow.
Yeah, they called a foul on Franklin Sessions right there. I think he slapped on the left arm of Greg Oden, yeah.
So Oden can send this to the half. All he's got to do is make a free throw. One for two by Oden. And he missed it. This is probably one
disappointed right there.
It sounds like this is one of them halves where you wish there was a clock.
Man, you ain't lying. Neither one of these teams right now can get to the half. And maybe after that shot,
yes,
the momentum changes. We get more of a flow in the second half offensively.
That three is good. 2-point lead for the Aliens. Still trying to send it to the half with a bucket. Brandon Rush, yes! And we go to the half with the Aliens on a 5-point lead. Thanks to the three-point shot. Rush knocks down the three, and it's the Aliens up 5. That's the end of the first half with the score 27-22. Hey, you want to be part of the postseason? No, the Big Three playoffs and the championship game. They're in the Bahamas. Tickets on sale right now, and you can get them at big3.com/tickets. And we will see you at the end of August, beginning of September in the Bahamas, Nassau, for the Big Three playoffs. Second half coming up, 23-27 is our score. Aliens taking on the Killer Threes. Both of these squads looking for their first victory. Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson, and, you know, again, kind of choppy that first half. But I think for the Aliens, they started off quick, did kind of slow down a little bit. Brandon Rush, Andre Owens played fairly well for them.
Well, they did. And Brandon hit the big three to kind of send this game to halftime. But when you find yourself bogged into not being able to score the ball, and you got to get stops, but then you got to figure out offensively how to get your rhythm. And it's been the inside-out game with Oden with deep post position out to an open three-point shooter. Brandon Rush knocking in 2 of those three-pointers in the first half for himself. But you got to try to figure out a flow offensively. We really didn't have it or see it from either team. But if you're the Aliens, you say we didn't play extremely well, but yet we were able to go into halftime with the lead.
Well, for the Aliens, Andre Owens had 13. Right behind him is Brandon Rush, and he's with John Sally.
All right, Brandon, if you hit about, I don't know, 10 three-pointers, we can all leave.
yeah, we keep on feeding me the ball, and I keep making these shots. Guys are looking for me, so just trying to keep a rhythm going into the second half so we can get the win.
All right, don't let us down.
John is real simple to the point.
Hey, John knows what's up. He's like, yo.
John in Vegas, bro. He's like, I got stuff to do while I'm here in Vegas.
There are tables that I need to be sitting at.
Yeah.
You know, the beauty about it is we started early, but we finish early.
Right. It's true.
You feel me on that
That's
one?
true.
So
you're right. Here's the Killer Threes. Dante Green. Driving. Hanging. Oh, tipped in by Frank Nitty, but you're going to see basket interference, offensive interference on Frank Nitty.
you got to see it right at the end. Isolation play called for Dante Green to get there, and then ball still in the center.
Yep. Here's Jason Maxiell. The Brandon Rush. See if he knocks out another one of these threes, like he told John Sally. Good dish, Dante. Good block by Maxiell, though. Owens open. Maxiell with 2. Jump hook. Got it.
I like it. 2-man game inside. No, at halftime, we've been working a lot of games, right?
Yep.
Let me ask you a question.
Come on.
Tell me that popcorn ain't taste like steak at halftime.
You're right, bro.
What?
Bro.
Little A1, something like that. Heinz 57. You think you had a steak place.
Was a smacking man.
Man, listen, bro.
Dante Green under the basket.
I got some hand sanitizer, some cleaners for all that. The salt and everything and you got from the popcorn. You was digging deep, brother.
4-point lead for the Aliens. Here's Owens. Force that three.
Yep. I just think that in 3-on-3, there's ways to get easy shots. With a couple just passes and movement, you can get open shots. Really not a reason to, unless the shot clock is going down, to force it. But if you run your offense correctly, move the ball, you're going to get typically any shot you want, especially on the backside. See Green able to get Brandon in the air because you don't have backside help. You don't have those rotations. So if you move it, set a quick screen, dive to the basket, you're going to get an open look.
Missed the free throw. Owens. Rush. They've led the way for the Aliens. 4, 2, Maxiel again in the lane.
Listen, now it wasn't pretty. Ball move, opposite side, swing it back. Defense is behind, now you get a shot.
Lead is 6. First to 50 wins it. Got to win by 2. Nitty, and he'll go to the line.
Secret sauce is real simple. Pass it, cut, nothing there, shot.
Still, no one can hit free throws here.
Well, it's been tough for both teams just to see the ball go through the net right there. You turn it over. Quick pass.
Oh. Owens tried to step in that 3. Extra pass to Rush.
Smart. I like the decision right there, too. Now, you know, Andre could have forced a shot, but he knew his partner in crime right there, Brandon Rush, who already knocked in a couple threes in the first half, was more than capable of knocking it in, which he did.
Good drive by Dante Green. Biggest lead for the Aliens. Rush working on Powell. There's the drive. It gets the roll. Josh Powell throws down Jason Maxiel. Mo Charlo will come in for Josh Powell, who just picked up that offensive foul. Brandon Rush, good block by Charlo. Nitty! Oh! He just caught a body! My goodness! Frank Nitty! I don't even have to say anything after that.
No, you just let it breathe, homeboy.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Franklin Sessions.
Yeah, he went. School was in session on
Yes,
that
it
one. I
was.
can tell you that.
6-point lead. But Frank Nitty just brought the house down here in Vegas.
Nice
Open
ball
3
movement.
for Owens. Here's Nitty. Step back. Charlo runs it down. Green to Nitty. Oh, good ball movement.
Well, the defense scrambling the whole time, so they were half a second behind. And instead of settling for a contested shot, they continued to probe, and now you end up getting an easy layup inside.
4-point lead. Owens with one step back.
Oh,
yes.
Tough shot, bro.
Very tough. 6-point lead for the Aliens, but it's Franklin Sessions, man, who just posterized Jason Maxio and didn't let him know about it. It's the Big Three here in Vegas. Welcome back to the Aliens. Getting it done thanks to Andre Owens. He's got 15.
Young man can put the ball in the basket, second on the team in scoring. Behind Brandon Rush. Averaging about 4 assists, leads the team. Staple of the Big Three league, Andre Owens is.
Right at its season average. Oh, good steal
good
by
defense.
Greg Oden.
Oh, did he? That's a tough one right there. I thought Dante lost it. There was some contact after the ball went into the air, but the initial defense by big Greg Oden was there.
And Dante Green knocks down the jumper. 2-point or 4-point lead for the Aliens.
Well, you see the strategy, too, is to isolate, if you can get Dante Green up top with space, one-on-one against Greg Oden to see if he can either get by him or like that little pull-up right there. Now you go right back at him. Smart play by Rick Mahorn here. You know what I mean? So you get me on the perimeter, okay, but I'm going to get you deep down inside, and that's the chess match we see between the two coaching staffs with these players in particular.
6-point lead. Here's Dante.
Space.
Yes. Now we pick up the pace. First team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2. Aliens up 4. Both these squads looking for the first victory of the season. First time they're facing each other, too, in the Big Three.
Look, right back. Greg wants it over a little bit more. Green doing a good job.
Oh, good steal by Charlo.
Yes.
Second time he's done that.
See, and that's your best post defender, is the guy playing defense on the passer to influence that pass inside.
2-point lead now for the Aliens. Mo Charlo's played some great defense thus far. Owens. 5 on the shot clock. Rush will put it up. Off.
Tough.
Keep in mind the killer threes have never led in this game. C.J. Watson will come in for Charlo, who's gave him some really good minutes. Shannon Brown will check in for Brandon Rush. Here's Dante. Thought about the 4. Drives. Too strong off the glass. Into Oden. The jump hook. Missed it. It went off of Dante Green, though. Into Oden.
Oh, big step.
Yeah,
big step.
how about Greg Oden now coming alive?
I mean, it was just that big step that got him right into his sweet spot for a nice little jump hook by G.O.
Nitty, crossover, drive. Oh! Nearly gets clotheslined by Greg Oden.
Big 10 foul.
Yeah. And Greg Oden says, listen, no.
Hey,
My
yo,
bad.
little fella, you're not getting that off. Not getting it off. That was a backyard foul.
Yeah,
right there.
you're right. You're right. Two-point lead. Again, first team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2 here. Shannon Brown gets the screen. Oden rolls. Brown. And he just, two misses.
Easy misses, but retain possession. Can he knock it in?
5 now. Good swipe by CJ. Shannon, no good. And Dante Green.
He cleared it. He got behind. But I don't know about Dante Green. Was he still inside? Did he clear it outside? And that's the question.
Yes.
I don't think he did. I think CJ got behind the three-point line, but I think Dante may have been married inside the lane and didn't get 2 feet outside before he received the pass.
May want to take another look at that to see if you're right about that, Jim Jackson. So there's the shot.
Dante's still in there.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah, we can't see because he's under the rim, but we don't see him clear it, though.
Right. And that's what they're looking to see, if it's a clear violation.
Yeah. And again, for the rules perspective, you can't just plant yourself when the shot goes up in the lane when you're attempting to clear it now as the offensive team. Now watch Dante Green. Well, it's right there. You can't see it. CJ's, and he's not behind it anyway.
He's not behind the three-point line.
No, so you pick your poison. You want Dante that's still inside?
Right.
Or you want CJ on the perimeter?
Yep.
If he ain't clear, it's our ball.
We can show you again. That's exactly what they're doing. Here he is.
So Dante's in the lane.
Yep.
Took a little elbow, too. CJ Watson.
Need both feet behind that three-point line.
Yep.
And Dante Green never left that lane.
Nah.
Clearing violation, it's Aliens ball.
There
Side
you go.
out.
Clearing violation, Aliens basketball.
Right.
Good call, partner.
Now that was an easy one that we could see right there. We had our choices on that one, of which one to pick from.
So it's Aliens basketball, and they have a 2-point lead.
That's a big turnover too, because you take what could have been 2 for you. Now you give that up to an opponent now that can stretch this lead a little bit more with a 2 or a 3, possibly a 4. Not that you need it. You know, those little mental mistakes down late in the game, you see if it comes back to haunt the killer 3's on this possession.
Tried to give the dribble handoff to Owens. And they'll call that one on Franklin Sessions, Frank Nitty. Trying to go over the screen. Here's Brandon Rush. 5 now. Jason Maxill's got to go to work. Turnaround. In and out. CJ, open 3. Owens. Pull up.
Oh,
yes.
Nice touch. Off the contest. That was good concentration. Great concentration by Brandon Rush, knowing he had a hand right there on the side of you. 4-point shot.
Dante Green in and out.
Great.
Oh, good hand by Franklin Sessions. Knocks it out.
Last possession. Last bat. Look at this. Concentration. Mid-range.
Owens lost it. So did Dante Green. Shot clock violation. 4-point lead for the Aliens. First team to 50 wins, win by 2. Here's Nitty. Five now on the shot clock. Air ball to Owens.
Too crowded. Too crowded. They couldn't even take advantage of the air ball right there, and it looks like
he calls a timeout. Like he almost dislocated his finger, Andre Owens. Yeah, look, that finger got dislocated.
well, you already got one wrap on the other side, and
he's getting the other one wrapped right now.
it looked like is it his, yeah, pinky finger.
Look at that. I don't think that's supposed to bend like that or point that way. So the Aliens have one last timeout. They got a 4-point lead. They go to Owens. 4, 3 on the shot clock. 1.
Nope.
And it's a shot clock violation.
Come on, you got to know. You got to know what the time situation on the clock is, shot clock, coming out of that timeout. And you got to have an internal clock, too. But you got to be able to be aware to take a peek. And now Green is up for the jump shot. Misses. The Aliens get away with it and brush.
Got it. Big 3.
Big time 3.
7-point lead for the Aliens. They're now just a bucket away from victory. Their first of the season. Watson, hesitation. Good drive, lays it in. They need a stop. Here's Owens, working on Nitty. The handoff to Rush.
Look how far they got to operate outside, though.
5 to Maxio with 1. And they got the foul.
And that was great defense. And they were way out here above the 4-point circle on the side, Brian, to try to operate that time offensively.
Oh, no foul.
Shot clock
violation. Nitty misses that 3. Dante, though, has it. He'll pull the 3. Short. Rush. To Maxio. Back to Rush. Missed it. That fatigue, look at them. They tired, man.
Well, yeah, and when you haven't won, the ability to close out the game is also difficult because you want it so bad.
Yep.
But now you're kind of forcing it. Right there should have been the easy give and go layup. But now you squeeze in the pedal a little bit more, making it more difficult to close out this game.
And I think Rick Mahorn noticed that. He said they're tired.
Right.
Let me get a timeout.
Yeah, smart.
5-point lead as these guys are battling for their first victory of the season. Aliens a bucket away from victory. A 3 would win it. The last possession here. Just wanted to see who the ball went out on. Who did that go off of? There's the shot. Short. There's that rush.
Yeah.
I think it was rush.
It looked like
Rush
his
is
left hand,
left
right?
hand. So it should be Killer 3 basketball. Killer 3s. Yep, Killer 3 basketball. Listen, the Killer 3s certainly don't want to go 0-3 on the season. It would match their loss total from that 2019 season when they finished the season at 5-3. Here's Nitty. Dante Green. Spin in the lane. Good move.
I like it.
3-point lead now for the aliens.
Dante in the situation where he got switched off against a smaller opponent, able to get down and dirty, kind of in the paint and finish it. Now the question is, Killer 3's, can you get the stops? What it comes down to.
Owens, he'll pull it for 3. In and out. Laxiel tried to jam it home and missed it. Green, knocked away by Owens. Pulls the 3. Off. Nitty, the follow. And again, and one. Frank Nitty can tie the game with a free throw.
Well, your defense, you get the stop, allows your offense to come up with hustle plays like this one here. But the first component, B, like we talked about, get a stop. Now your offense puts you in a position, makes this free throw. He did not, to tie the game, and another big miss from the free throw line.
Here's Rush.
You don't need a 3, really.
He drives, left it short. Dante Green follows it up. Wow. Killer 3's with the lead now. First team to 50 wins. You gotta win by 2. First lead for the Killer 3's since the first half. Owens with 5, and Rush loses it out of bounds.
No spacing, poor spacing that time. And the defense stepped up again, forced the aliens to turn it up again. Into the game scenario, you haven't won. It's always tougher to close it out to get that first dub.
Here's Dante Green. Killer 3's looking for the first win. They go to their leading scorer. Dante, fouled by Owens. Dante Green can go to the line and win it.
Wait, see the difference here, spacing. Dante Green has room to operate to be able to pick up that foul.
And Rick Mahorn is going to go to the Taco Bell. Bring the fire. And put the pressure on Dante Green to go one-on-one.
Well, I mean, we saw this with Rashard Lewis to be able to win the game. Same thing. Dante Green, no need to play with him. You got the height advantage. Figure out where spot on the court you want to get to. Get to it. Either you get to the basket or you use your size to shoot right over the top.
10 seconds. He's got it. He got to a spot, kisses it off the glass, and wins the game. Dante Green and the Killer 3's get their first victory of the season, and Charles Oakley gets the win over Rick Mahorn.
Hey, B, I never claimed to be the smartest, but I ain't the dumbest either.
Amen.
Okay? I know mismatches and how to utilize them. And that time, Green, 1, 2 dribbles to his spot, height wins, over the top, soft touch, game time, Killer 3.
Dante Green leads the team in scoring, had 19 in this one. And how about this? The Killer 3's ended on a 10-0 run and get their first victory of the season. And the player of the game is with John Sally.
Okay, you did it big. 1-on-1. How do you feel getting your first win?
Feels good, man. Feels good. You know, I think we should have got our first win. We let a couple games slip away from us, but you know, us being a veteran team and
knowing what it takes to win. You know, we fighting, we clawing, we scratching, and you know, we got it done tonight.
You look really good. Way to go.
Appreciate it. Thanks. All right, son.
We got just one more game to go as the Killer 3's get their first victory, a 2-point win over the Aliens. Stay tuned. We got the enemies. Bivouac. That's next here from Vegas. It's the Big 3 on Triller and Fight TV.